Game on.
Everyone, thank you for joining me on today's edition of Glen's Retro Show. Well, I was at Walmart today and I saw BasicFun released a new arcade classic. I picked it up today. It was Pac-Man. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the first time they released Pac-Man. Sorry about that. I went to Walmart and I picked up BasicFun's Pac-Man. Sorry, this is the alternate box of the original Pac-Man. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, this time I went to Walmart and I picked up their Pac-Man. All right, this is number 7. That's not it. All right. Maybe a 4th time's a charm. I went to Walmart today and I picked up the new arcade classic number 14, Pac-Man. Today on Glen's Retro Show. Okay, so BasicFun has released technically 3 different versions of Pac-Man. There's other box styles, which I do have, but this is number 14. The original Pac-Man was the first one they came out with, and there was a couple of box styles, and that's actually one I converted into a Raspberry Pi in another video. I'll put a link down below to that. And then they came out with number 7, which was a color version. The original one played well enough for what it was. It was just their first forte into this, and it was a black and white static screen, but good sound effects. I actually liked that, I think, a little bit more because the joystick was in the center on that one. If you take a look real quick, you can see out in between these two, this one's got the joystick on the center, and I prefer that a lot more than these joysticks on the left. I'm right-handed, and it's the way I am. Sorry about that. But then they did come out with number 7, which was a re-release, and it came out with a color LCD. And I kind of like that one because it was a throwback to the original Coleco, which had VFD. It was a full VFD, vacuum fluorescent display. Sorry about that. VFD stands for vacuum fluorescent display. And it's what the old VCRs used to use. And I do like that style. So they were kind of going for that. It's not a VFD. It's just a regular LCD with color film on it. But it looked kind of nice, but still wasn't the same. They came out with a Miss Pac-Man, which used an arcade, not an arcade ROM, but an arcade recreation. I think it might have been an NES ROM. But here they are again with number 14. So let's take a look at this little guy here. I hit the demo mode before, and I don't think it's the arcade ROM, but I don't think it's an NES ROM either. I think it might be a custom build, but in any case, let's take a look at this box and take a look at what they have inside for Walmart for, I think I paid $19 for this little guy. Let's take a look at it. Okay, here you can see just some of the Pac-Mans I got from BasicFun. It's like a tower of Pac-Man, if you will. And, I do take my hat off for them for at least trying to improve on it. I guess I'm kind of thankful for that. They're not just letting it lie. They're trying to give us what we want. And since they released this guy right here, which was the black and white version, we were kind of hoping for a little bit better gameplay. Again, I think at the time, it was the very first product that they had, and I think it was a good forte to step into it to test the waters out. And then they came out with the number 7 here, which we were kind of hoping would have been what this one was. It's a color version of the static. And again, it plays pretty well, but it's not the effect that we retro gamers really wanted. So they have now released this guy right here. I'm going to put it on real quick. I'm not sure how well you can see it from there. We'll get a closer shot. But it sounds and it looks pretty good. But I'm just not a fan of the joystick on this side. I mean, it is a 4-way direction lock button, but I wish either they put the joystick in the middle, like they had here on the older ones. I did like that. Left or right hand didn't really matter. I understand that they have this new style and they're reusing the case as much as possible, but it is entirely possible to make this design available on both sides with a very minimal cost. And I wish they had done that, because for me personally, I already know I'm not going to like the joystick on the left-hand side. But in any case, let's get these other ones out of the way here, because we're not here to review these guys. These have already been reviewed on my channel, so we'll get these out of the way for now and put this guy in its showcase spot where it should be today. And we'll get a closer shot of this. Actually, I'm going to come closer to you this time versus that. So if you look at the box itself, they have changed their style a little bit over the early ones that they had. BasicFun used to be under the Bridge Direct, and they separated. And when that kind of happened, I guess they did this to show that, well, this is our new box style for our new company. And it does catch your eye. I mean, you go into the aisle where these are. I got this at Wal-Mart, which is in the same aisle, at least at mine, where the drones are. It's a colorful box. I mean, it looks nice. It's got the nice artwork on it. It does have the full opening area, so you can kind of see what's on the unit itself. You can see it on this side as well with the big open window. They did change, again, this box. This window used to be on this side, so when you put it with your other collectibles over here, well, at least I do, it doesn't match up the same, so that kind of bugs me a little bit. But in any case, it's a very nice design box. I like how they have the layout. I do like they still number it. It's number 14. And on the back, just some basic information. It's a color screen, arcade-style joystick, authentic arcade sounds, and I will say that pretty much all of them, even the static screen ones, had good sound effects in them. So I give them kudos for that. Let's open up this box now and take a look at the little guy inside, because that's what we really care about. If you do press the button right now, I'll do it a little closer for you guys here. I mean, that looks pretty good. It sounds really good. So I'm a little excited about this one. Take a look at it. I mean, this was $19. If it's a good version of Pac-Man, that'll be a really good deal. So let's get the sucker out of the box. Gotta be careful, you know, I don't like breaking my boxes. Okay, so I had to use this little special tool here, little tweezers to get this guy open here, because I am a little bit of a freak when it comes to keeping the boxes. So we're gonna open this guy up right here, and it's their standard affair. If you had any of their other ones that they released. If I get this out of the box here, getting caught up. There we go. So we take our box, we're going to put that aside. And, you know, they always give a fairly decent manual. I mean, they got a nice representation of the box here. And let's see what they give inside here. So they give a little more information than you would get in some other machines. It does give you, the joystick, speaker, volume, shows the play field, tells you about the way to play the game, gameplay, scoring, and tips. So they give you some good information in here, just some basic stuff, but it doesn't take much. I wish other companies would do that, just to give you a little basic information on the game. And then on the back, you have where the batteries are, and they do include the batteries. There is a demo mode, so that's kind of cool. As long as it wasn't played too much at the factory, you have batteries you can use. And then, of course, they have these special things here to hold this in place. We need to take these off. Okay, so we twist these things off of here. And again, even inside the box, I mean, they do a nice job. I mean, it's little touches, it's nothing major, but it is what it is. Here's our little console. We'll take a closer look at it here. I think they did a nice job with it. Again, it's their standard design, but the artwork on the side looks pretty good. Feels pretty good. It looks like, there's a couple of bubbles in here. It's not the best aligned going on the sides here. I mean, I think some other manufacturers do a little better job putting that on. But not too bad. There's some bubbles on the artwork once again. It's a standard sticker up here. There's no light up marquee on it. But it's decent enough. I mean, it's a toy. It's not supposed to be a high quality arcade machine. There's a little demo tab in here. You pull this out. Now the machine's in regular gameplay mode. So we took that away. And well, you see it starts right up. So let's get some gameplay of this little guy right here. Okay, so we have the unit out of the box. And you can see it's their standard affair that they have, their case design. I mean, it looks well enough. The decals are on fairly good. They're not the best. There's some bubbling in some of the artwork. And it's not perfectly aligned on the sides, but it's well enough. I mean, most people are really not going to care. They're not all like me. And the decals are okay quality. I definitely think that other manufacturers do have better decals. These won't come off or anything, but I just think the feeling of them, these feel more papery, where others have more of a plasticky feel, a higher quality feel to it. But once again, good enough, does the job. You get the idea of what it is. It's Pac-Man. And on the back over here, we have our door, and it takes 4 AA batteries, which are included. And you can see it is from BasicFun of Boca Raton, Florida. And we have our on-off switch here and our volume. So I think it's off. Let's hit it once. No, maybe it's not. Press it again. There we go. And it comes up pretty quick. It tells you right away it's Pac-Man. So we have our volume button here and start, pause. But our joystick's over here. And the joysticks, I'm going to say, these have never felt great. They're definitely mushy. There's no center pin, so you can press the joystick all the way down. Again, it should get the job done. And it is 4-way direction locked. So you can only go 4-way, and that's what you do want for Pac-Man. But I would have preferred the joystick over here or in the center versus on the left, because now normally I would play like this, but I cannot, otherwise you can't see anything. So here we go. Let's give it a try. Got the volume up. Well, I can say the joystick is working adequately, and I can definitely say it's not the arcade ROM, but it is a pretty good recreation of it. I'll try and clear 2 levels, just see if I can get to the intermission. It looks like it might be playing on a smidgen on the slow side next to the arcade, but again, on a smaller machine like this, I don't think that's too bad. I want to go the other way! Now the joystick's failing me here. And just noticing, I think the Pac-Man eating animation is missing a couple of frames, but again, most people won't notice or care. The sounds sound really, really good. Oh, I hit that power pellet. Well, definitely out of the 2 previous releases, this is obviously the closest to the arcade game, and I do think it plays pretty good. Except I'm going to have to go again because I died. Okay, we'll try this again and see if I can do 2 levels just to see if there's an intermission. sound effects for getting next to Pac-Man sounded right. And let's see if we have an intermission. Excellent. Did have the intermission. So again, I can definitely say this is not an arcade ROM, and it's also not an NES ROM. It looks like it's been recreated, but they've done a pretty good job. To me, maybe it's a joystick. I feel like the difficulty levels is a little harder than it would be on Pac-Man normally, but that's not a bad thing. It's a good game. It's challenging, which is good. Again, as long as you concentrate on moving the joystick all the way, I mean, you got to really move the joystick completely in that direction, and it looks like it responds fine because it does have a 4-way lock. Oh boy, he's done there. So as long as you move the whole way, but the joystick is definitely on the mushy side, but it does get the job done. So let me give you some final thoughts of the third version of Pac-Man by BasicFun. So what's my final thoughts of the third version of Pac-Man from BasicFun in the Arcade Classics line? Well, out of the 3 versions, there's no question this is the best one. It's not an arcade ROM, but it's good enough. It plays well. The sounds are good, good volume, good solid case. You know, it's not the strongest case in the world, but it'll definitely take some gameplay. The screen is very, very good. The buttons are all fine. The joystick is probably the weakest part. It gets the job done. It's got a 4-way lock, which is great for Pac-Man, but it's definitely a mushy style joystick. But it's good. So if you didn't purchase any of the other ones, or even if you did and you really want a better version of Pac-Man, this is a nice portable version. The screen is good enough size where you can make out the good details on there. It's bright enough, and it plays pretty well. Again, personally, I do wish the joystick was either in the center or on the other side. Maybe BasicFun will heed my warnings and offer that. I mean, it works fine here. I mean, you can play it this way, but it's just, to me, Pac-Man itself, the joystick is always in the middle anyway. I do understand the plastic molds are pre-done, but this is something simple enough. It's not even attached, it's a separate piece. They definitely could have made that flippable, so you could have it on the right or left side. Of course, again, when you buy them in the store, you have to buy a right or left-hand version. Maybe I'll just do it myself and be done with it. You might be fine with it. But if you do see it, I think if you try it in the store and take it home and try it, I think you might like this one. It's not a bad purchase. Again, I got this one at Walmart. So I do want to thank you all for watching this episode of Glen's Retro Show, and my 3rd time reviewing the BasicFun Arcade Classics. This one's number 14. It's available now. So thank you all for watching. And remember, no matter what you do or how you do it, game on.
at the Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.